The future of if I continue to go down this road, if I gain twice the weight, if I get arrested twice the times, right? If I have twice the bad friends, like what my life looks like, it was unacceptable to me. And I think that that was really what motivated the change, was just the fear of what my future would look like if I didn't make it now.
A lot of you aren't proud of who you are. You don't like the person you created. Do what I did. Start from scratch. Create somebody that you're proud of.
And I just decided, I was like, it wasn't like, what are you going to stop doing? It was, you are now a different person. Who you are today is no longer who you are tomorrow. You don't do anything like what Layla has been doing. Layla, who's getting arrested and drinking and hanging out with these people, no longer, that's not who you are. You are a new person.
And then you realize, all I got to do is change the story. And if you're going to change the story, I need to take on the habits, the behaviors, the traits of someone who's going to carry a different identity.
What does this new person do? She goes to the gym every day. She doesn't eat like shit and overeat. She doesn't hang out with people who aren't going anywhere in life. She has a vision for her life. She reads. She doesn't like binge Netflix and go, watch movies till 3 a.m. She lives on her own and isn't surrounded by people who are, doing things that aren't productive for their lives. She gets good grades, even though maybe the college isn't what she wants to do. It's because it's a representation of hard work. And she works a lot and works really hard.
So if I'm going to be the hero in my own story, if I'm going to be hero of my own life, what would that hero do? Maybe he's going to work out more. Maybe he's going to start learning a different language. Maybe he's going to start taking on this venture of being an entrepreneur, right? And all of a sudden you realize, as my story changes, I develop a new identity. That is flipping the switch.
You can have what you want in 5 years, but there's 2 conditions. You have to know what it is, and you have to aim at it.
Anybody has that shot, but it takes so much freaking work, pain, that not a lot of people want to go through. Don't get me wrong, life happens to many different people. I'm not here to judge. It's called work your ass off, okay? Yeah. And improve.
And you have to come to the realization very clearly that you fucked up and you got yourself stuck. So whatever you're doing, you have to do it like your life depends on it.
In that moment, it was so much emotion of just feeling so fed up with myself that I said, I'm assuming a new identity. And this new identity, it's easy to evaluate what she does and doesn't do. And those habits just happen to come with it.
Whatever time that you have to attack like you're trying to save the world. You're trying to save your life. You don't want to drown. Go. You got to get after it. And you got to have discipline. Most people don't have those things. Most people don't understand what it's like to really go for something. And to know that the consequences of not doing that are horrific.
But if you want something bad enough, you can't let anybody tell you you can't do something. I'll repeat that. If you want something bad enough, you can't let anybody tell you you can't do something, not even yourself.
How do you lose weight? How do you stay in shape? How do you keep building business? How do you keep going? How do you keep striving for more? And I think I just never expect it to feel good. And I think that I've learned that damn near everything in life that has been really, really freaking good for me has felt pretty awful at the time and has felt terrifying. And I've been incredibly anxious, but I'm either going to be anxious because I'm hiding from something, or I'm going to be anxious because I'm striving for something. Only one of them moves me forward. So it's like, you don't get rid of anxiety. That's just part of life. But it feels, you can at least create a positive association with it if it moves you forward.
The best way to fight the demons that chase you in the night is to stop and turn around. Turn around. Face them. Don't you feel better when you accomplish something and you work through something and you man up?
And so I looked at it in that way, which is like, I'm going to feel like shit no matter what. I feel like shit now. I feel like shit changing. At least one of them moves me toward a life that maybe one day doesn't feel so bad.
That's what it takes. To do anything successfully in life, you've got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. And if you want it that bad, if you're willing to give it that much, you get a big piece of what you want. And life and dreams do come true. Anything you want can happen and become a reality. I believe that sincerely, and I'll die on that thought, okay? And I say that not from something I read, It's from something I lived.
And so I think it was actually not trying to avoid bad feelings. Of course you feel terrified trying to change. Of course it feels overwhelming. Look at what you've been doing. And I think that actually a lot of the reason that it's so hard to change is that people tell us that we need to do something about the feelings before we change. But it's like, what if I could change while feeling that way? And in that, I find relief.
But nothing changes unless something changes. You have to take the first step and like be willing to get uncomfortable.
That's the point. You chase something that you believe you deserve until you get it. And it doesn't matter what happens to you. It doesn't matter how many times you've been fired. It doesn't matter how many people don't believe in you. Just go until you get it. That's the point. Are you tired yet? But some of you need to get tired. You need to be tired of what's going on in your life. Get tired of your habits. Get tired of your results. Get tired of the actions that you're putting in every day. You gotta change, man, or nothing changes.
Go a little longer. Go a little longer. The next time you're going through pressure type situations where you're being tested, talk to yourself. Actually talk to yourself and say, hey, didn't Ralph Waldo Emerson say the difference between a hero and an average person is that you go 5 minutes longer? I'm gonna go 5 minutes longer.